panel here today consists of Mark Pothero, CEO of HSBC Sri Lanka and the Maldives. We also have Ajay Veer Singh, founder and managing director of Colombo Fashion Week, together with Taranga Gunasekara, head of marketing and communications for HSBC Sri Lanka. On to my right is Nadisha Senaratne, country head of wealth and personal banking for HSBC Sri Lanka. And next to him is Stuart Rogers, head of wholesale banking for HSBC Sri Lanka and Maldives. Start off by inviting Ajay, founding and managing director of Colombo Fashion Week, to unveil this year's theme and tell us a little bit more about what to expect.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming here on a very momentous occasion, because I personally feel that after 14 years, it's a next giant step forward in terms of where we're going with this, because HSBC has been an integral part of developing the fashion design industry along with Colombo Fashion Week. And 14 years later, when we look back, I can confidently say that close to 85% to 90% designers that we see in Sri Lanka today are the product of the HSBC CFW design development system. So I was thinking about it the other day, that if you take Colombo Fashion Week and this relationship out of the equation, you may not have a fashion design industry in Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Ajay. So the reality is that we are in a new environment, and sustainability is a key focus this year. This year's theme, Circularity of Fashion, also fits well with HSBC's sustainability efforts. And to tell you more about this, can I invite Mark Pothero, our CEO for HSBC Sri Lanka and Maldives.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Ajay, for those opening remarks. Welcome to the media, to this, what we call the HSBC executive mess. So if you don't already know, HSBC has been present in Sri Lanka since 1892. 14 years of that history has been with Colombo Fashion Week. So we're really delighted to have been associated with you guys for that long. It's always a show that's much sought after by our clients. Premier clients in particular love to attend, and it's always oversubscribed, and I'm sure next weekend is going to be a really, really good show. And actually the bond between HSBC and Colombo Fashion Week is getting stronger, because in the last few years, Ajay and the team have really been focusing on sustainable fashion in particular. And that really sits very well with HSBC, because we have 4 strategic imperatives, and one of those imperatives is the journey to net zero. Okay? And we're very, very serious about this. We know that climate change is the #1 threat to mankind. Okay, I think everybody knows that, and it's on all of us to do something about it. And we are one of the largest banks in the world, and we want to take a leadership position in terms of that journey to net zero. So we have promised by 2030 that the HSBC group will be net zero. Okay. And we're in sort of 65 countries, so that's a big commitment. And we've also committed $750 billion to $1 trillion will be invested to help our customers get to net zero by 2050.
Let me now invite Nadisha Senaratne, country head of wealth and personal banking for HSBC Sri Lanka, to share how HSBC plans to support the next generation of emerging designers in Sri Lanka.
So firstly, I want to congratulate Ajay and the team for continuing this event for 14 consecutive years, and we are very pleased once again in 2021 partner with the Colombo Fashion Week together with HSBC. And this event is something that our clients really look forward to, and over the years it has really become very, very popular amongst them, especially because of the work that the team has put together in terms of making it so creative, unique, and the diversity it brings in. And listening to our clients, what we also understand is there are apparel sector is becoming a much bigger part of the Sri Lankan economy. And within the young millennials, some of them are the children of our premier clients, and they are taking up fashion design as a career more and more than ever before. But we also understand there are some challenges that these young entrepreneurs, emerging talent are facing today. So as we moving into the 15th anniversary in 2022, today we are happy to announce the next chapter of our partnership. And also Ajay, our commitment, we want to renew our commitment in this partnership with you to move forward. And I'm pleased to announce today the HSBC Next Gen Emerging Designer Fund, an initiative that we want to put together to really support the young entrepreneurial talent in this country to move forward this fashion industry forward, which will not just help their own career but also our national economy.
We want to help our customers transition to a low carbon economy and become net zero. And to further drive this ambition, we are happy to launch our second initiative today, which is a great conversation starter and the first of its kind in the world. So to tell you more, may I invite Stuart Rogers, Head of Wholesale Banking for HSBC Sri Lanka and Maldives.
As Priscilla mentioned, I'm pleased to share details around the second initiative we're introducing today. As you've heard from Mark and Adisha, CFW as a platform has not only become the leading fashion event in the social calendar, but also importantly has become a showcase for 90% of the local designers that have participated over time. From an HSBC perspective, our ambition is to be the leading bank for sustainable finance and therefore support and influence our clients' ambition to transition to net zero. Therefore, this year's theme of circularity of fashion is well aligned to our global net zero ambitions. With this in mind, HSBC has introduced a plan for the planet to help build a thriving community. For our corporate clients, we want to support them all with our business plan for the planet by supporting to build a resilient future for society and businesses by prioritizing financing and investment that supports the transition to a net zero global economy. This need is especially relevant to the apparel sector as the largest export industry in Sri Lanka to be competitive against regional and global peers. Mark has already mentioned we've partnered with IUCN and commissioned a study on the Sri Lankan apparel industry focusing primarily on sustainability challenges. This report has identified 12 recommendations to support the apparel sector transition to and adopt sustainable industry practices. And in that list of 12, one of the key challenges is to support the SME apparel players adopt sustainable practices given larger players are suitably resourced and already well advanced on this journey. That's why we're happy to partner with CFW today and launch the Responsible Meter that will support the players in the fashion industry make the transition to a low carbon economy and become net zero.
Today we are formally introducing two very interesting projects with HSBC, which has been our partner for 14 years. This actually is a really strong step forward, a strong step, because this is going to really impact the fashion design industry of Sri Lanka in a positive manner, in a sustainable manner, and it will drive growth for young designers to come, and it will be an overall expansion of the industry. One is, as you see behind me, is the Responsible Meter, which is the first of its kind in the world. It's a garment evaluation tool that evaluates design garments and fashion products after they've been created. And there's a scoring system of societal well-being and environmental well-being. 5 points are on societal, 5 are on environmental, because very relevant in terms of what we're doing. Then it's a very important one that we kind of work on. So I'm really glad that HSBC is supporting it, because it goes with their vision of sustainable fashion. Connected to that is the Emerging Designer Fund that HSBC is introducing, which we announced now. It'll bring into account all the young designers all around Sri Lanka who apply for this. This is open to everyone, and we will identify 5 of them, and we will work with them for 6 months, get them ready, and they'll be showing at the Colombo Fashion Week in 2022. So that is a huge encouragement, because this will actually go to faculties, universities, schools, everywhere. So the idea is to encourage and promote design among students, among even the younger ones, so that we have a strong generation of design talent coming forth and showcasing at Colombo Fashion Week. It helps the industry as well, and the fashion industry to expand. So this is a first of its kind program even from HSBC, where they support a fund or young designers through a fund like that. So very, very excited that these two are meaningful introductions as from HSBC and CFW as we go into the season 2021, especially after the pandemic, where these kind of sustainable practices and exercises and programs are very relevant, and because this is what the society needs and the country needs. Thank you.
So we've had a very strong partnership with Colombo Fashion Week for 14 years now. And that bond that we have together is going even closer, because the Colombo Fashion Week is now focusing very much on sustainability of fashion, and that's something which is very close to our hearts as well. One of HSBC's global strategies is to move to net zero, carbon net zero. We have committed by 2030 that HSBC as a group will be net zero. And we're also committing between $750 billion and $1 trillion to help transition our clients between now and 2050 to make that important transition to net zero as well.
We are really pleased to partner with Colombo Fashion Week for the 14th consecutive year. And this is an event that our clients really look forward to because of the popularity it has created over the years. Fashion design is something really central to our customers' lifestyle because they lead international lives. And then they look for creative fashion both locally and overseas. And what we are also understanding is it's not just the parents. We also see a lot of their children who are emerging fashion designers who are taking this as their next career. And it's also important as you think of apparel is a bigger part of Sri Lankan economy. And most of the young children who are emerging fashion designers are taking apparel as fashion design as their professional career. And we also understand there are about 300 fashion designers, young fashion designers, who have taken this up as their professional career and pursuing it. However, they have a lot of difficulties in terms of finding the resources, both technical as well as the financial. So having this in mind, we are really pleased to announce the Next Gen Emerging Fashion Design Fund, where we would, together with Colombo Fashion Week, provide both technical support in terms of mentoring and coaching, as well as the financial support with $250,000 rupees of funding for all the winners of the emerging talent that we will pick out of this program.
So we're very pleased to have launched two initiatives today, the Next Generation Emerging Designer Fund and the Responsible Meter in conjunction between HSBC and the Colombo Fashion Week. We feel that both of these will provide sustainable pathways for the fashion industry moving forward. The Responsible Meter will also draw in consumer behavior about picking the right items that have been designed and manufactured in the correct and sustainable way from a society and environmental perspective. And obviously the Next Gen Designer program will provide a pathway for our future designers to grow and prosper in Sri Lanka.